This could be the most important episode of the series so far. Let's get into it. Yes, hello, welcome into Livestreams Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter on Football Manager 22. If you missed the last one, go and check it out. It was pretty interesting, our game up against Real Madrid in that one. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode of this fantastic Glory Hunter save here currently with Roma at the end of our third season of Glory Hunter. As you can see from the league table in front of you, three-way title race at the moment. The two Milan sides and ourselves all on 72 points with 5 games to go. It's going to be very exciting indeed. And today we play one game in SerieA, but before that we play in the Coppa Italia up against Juventus, who, as you can see, if you remember from the last time we played them, hold a 2-1 advantage over us. So that's why this episode's so important. We could get to the final of the Coppa Italia, and we could continue our push towards the victory or the title in SerieA and what's looking likely to be our last season in charge of Roma. So you can see the league table at the moment. Though we're in joint points, Milan are currently topping the league, and I'm not quite sure why that's the case. Because if you look at our results so far this season, Inter Milan we lost 2-0 to and then we won 3-1. But AC Milan we drew 0-0 with and beat them 1-0. So if it's head to head, surely we should be ahead of Milan. I also apologise if I sound a little bit bunged up at the moment. I do have some type of infection. Not the big one. I've been tested for that. But yeah, not feeling brown at the moment, but still need to get these videos out. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So if there's a few more jumps than usual, probably because I've ended up in a coughing fit or had to go and sneeze. But yeah, we've taken 4 points off AC and ourselves and Inter have shared the points equally, 3 versus 3. So I'm not sure why it is that AC Milan are top of SerieA. If you look at the rules, it's the results between teams, and team records against other teams on the same points will be sorted by the following rules, which is goal difference. So does that mean if we have a 3-way battle at the top, it goes to goal difference instead of results between teams? But if Inter drop off, then we would be above AC Milan because it's just the two of us against each other? I'm not sure. Either way, there's no chance we're going to catch up in terms of goal difference up against AC Milan. So yeah, we'll just have to hope that we win it by the correct number of points, by just having more points than AC. Never mind having to deal with whatever on earth's going on here with the results against teams and head-to-heads and stuff. Surely it means if Inter drop off and it's just us against AC, then we would be ahead of AC because of our head-to-head. But if Inter get involved with us, it misses out head-to-heads, goes straight to goal difference. But if that were the case, why are we ahead of Inter at this point? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. By the way, that's a conversation for another time. Today, we have a game up against Juventus in the Coppa Italia. But before we start that, I'll show you the results we've had so far to get us into this 3-horse title race. So remember the last time out, we had a 1-1 draw up against Real Madrid. Well, since then, we've played 5 league games and we've won them all. Beating Ternana 5-0, Brescia 1-0, Torino 1-0, 3-1 against Atalanta, and 3-0 against Fiorentina. And that's how we've managed to go from that 4-horse race, which it was at one point at the end of the last episode, down to a 3-horse race, and it's us and the Milan clubs fighting up there. Today, we play up against Juventus, trying to overcome that 2-1 defeat in that Italian Cup semi-final, and then we play a league game against Bologna. And then the next 2 episodes will be Udinese and Salernitana. I still can't say that team's name. And the last episode of the season will be Crotone and Sassuolo, unless we have the Coppa Italia, in which case that might affect things should we win today. But we've been in a fairly decent run of form. You can see we've obviously lost Juventus last time we played them. We had a couple of disappointing results against Real Madrid and one against Napoli there. But since the new year, we've been playing fairly well, not dropped too many points. So hopefully that continues today. Let's show you the team for the game up against Juventus. So we have injuries to Pellegrini and Tolisso, which means the midfield is not quite as it normally is. You can see we've moved Camavinga to the advanced playmaker role, Rice over to the ball-winning role, and Van de Beek can play in that box-to-box role, as we're missing out on Pellegrini today. The rest of the team, Patricio in goal, who's actually announced his retirement at the end of the season, so when we leave Roma, he'll be leaving too. Zagadou is in the centre of defence with Lindelof and Romagnoli either side of him. They've got a good rapport, good partnership between the three of them there. They're doing well in there. Dallo on the right hand side, Christensen on the left. The midfield three, as I'd mentioned, and Abraham alongside Sesko up front. They've both scored 20 goals this year. If we look at Kramaric, actually, who's just above my head, he had a 9.3 in the last game. He played really well, got himself a couple of goals, but he's dropped to the bench because Abraham and Sesko are my two best strikers, and they've got to play today. Drinking lots of hot tea and honey and lemon and stuff to try and get this throat feeling better. So, again, I apologise if I do any coughs. So we're 2-1 down going into that. You can see we've got brilliant form recently, but say we're 2-1 down after the first leg. I'm not sure if away goals count or not, but we'll look to win by at least 2 goals today. And you can see, look at Juventus' form. Absolutely horrendous. Let's hope we can capitalise on that. First highlight of the game, 12 minutes in. There's not been a shot in the game yet. The ball forward toward Morata, who's hit that off the base of the post. Was offside though, so we just about got away with that. But Juventus getting in behind us there, which is not ideal. Ball cleared away by Szczesny, only as far as Sesko though, and Abraham plays it, straight to Danilo, who's trying to find Christensen, but did not get it to him. The ball's launched by Szczesny. Guerrero, forward to Edouard. And Kulusevski is playing in that attacking midfield position. Artur, out to Edouard on this left-hand side. Back to Locatelli. Will he hit this? No, he finds Kulusevski, and Kulusevski hits it. And they're going to check for offside, but we could be 1-0 down here. VAR are having a check for the goal, and it has been disallowed. We're living right on the edge here, as that was given for offside. It couldn't have been Kulusevski, so it must have been Morata was offside. Indeed it was. He was in the way of the goalkeeper. And we are not down 1-0, thankfully. Now we have a chance to possibly go and get one of our own. Christensen, back to Romagnoli. Over to Rice, who's playing a more deep line role today. Abraham toward Dallo. Poor ball from Abraham. And it falls to Juventus here. De Ligt out to Danilo now, who'll come in field. Driving up against Romagnoli. Morata. Forward to Kulusevski. He's in behind the defence here, off the post. Goodness me, we're living dangerously. But we're just about holding on as it stands. Goal kick from Szczesny. Long. Can we win the header? Zagadou does. And Christensen brings it down nicely. Back to Romagnoli, who's in a lot of space. Van de Beek. Rice. Over to Dallo, who heads it into Abraham. And Abraham's in behind the defence here. Can Abraham finish? He's got to. He's 1-on-1. Oh, he's wide. He's wide of the goal. How has he done that? 1-on-1 chance. You'd have put your house on Abraham. At least hitting the target from there. But no. We somehow miss. And there's a late corner kick for Juventus here. Into the front post. It's cleared away just about. And Sesko launches it away. We've had the minute added time. Ref blow it. He does indeed. And we've reached half time. And it's 0-0 on the night. I'll say at half-time, the fans expect to win. Do not let them down. And Donny van de Beek is not playing particularly well. Let's encourage the team. Let's get some smiles on their faces. It's helped some, but not Van de Beek. He's not playing well. We're going to make an early change in this second half here. Donny van de Beek is going to come off. We'll bring on Oscar, and we'll slide the midfield across to their more happy positions, and Oscar can play that playmaker role. Because no one's really having a great game for us so far today. Let's see if that can change in this second half. Dallo's had a brilliant game, but he's dead on his feet out there, so we've brought on Salamakers for him. And we've got 15 minutes to go, and there's not been a highlight in this second half. So we're going to change the way we play slightly. Go slightly more wider. We won't play out of defence, nor work the ball in the box. We'll play more direct with a higher tempo, and then in transition, we'll counter-press and counter as soon as the ball's been won. We don't need to take short kicks, but we will distribute quickly. And let's see, the last 15 minutes, if this can make a change. We do have one more sub we can make as well with 15 minutes to go, and looking at some of the players out there who are struggling, we are going to make that change, and it's a hard one to decide what to do. I think I want to bring Kramaric on. He has played well. And do we take off Tammy, who's tired, or do we take off Sesko? We'll take off Tammy, move Sesko to the pressing forward, advance forward being Kramaric, and 15 minutes to go, and there's a throw in. Salamakers just threw it in and it's cleared away, but Lindelof gets onto it. And he comes forward, Lindelof, finds Oscar, in toward Kramaric. It's headed back towards Szczesny by the defence. And he has a chance to clear it away. Will he launch it long? He does indeed. And Moise Keane heads it on, but Zagadou wins it. And now we have a chance again. Sesko. The ball's intercepted there. Locatelli, Keane. Camavinga wins it. Finds Sesko. Challenged. Rice. Kramaric. Sesko's through. He's got to finish. Oh, we've had so many chances and we just can't finish them. Oscar with a corner kick. It's swung in. Oh, Tammy had one in the first half. Sesko had one there. They've got to be finishing those one-on-one chances. Rice now into Camavinga. And Oscar. Through to Kramaric, who hits it off the crossbar and it's given offside. So many chances. Yeah, again, every one of our strikers had a chance. And somehow they've not finished. Oh, goodness me. Morata's pushed there. He's surely going to be sent off. He's already on a yellow. He is indeed. He's picked up his second yellow card. He's been sent off. We're going to change to a much more attacking mentality, I think. And go, boys. Go and get us a goal. So we're going to make some crazy tactical decisions possibly. We're going to move Salamakers from right wing back to right winger because he can play there. So we're pushing him right up that right-hand side as they're down to 10 men in these last 10 minutes. Lindelof and Romagnoli will both become wide centre-backs. So when we attack, they'll go forwards as well. We've got to push men forward, and we'll change Christensen to an attack mentality as well as a wing back there. We've got to go for it. 10 minutes, we need a goal. And there are 2 minutes to go, plus added time, 4 minutes added on. And here is the only highlight since we've made all those changes. Szczesny's wasting time here, no surprises. Kicks the ball long, but Salamakers intercepts it. And we've got a chance. Finds Lindelof. We're coming forward towards Sesko. And Salamakers wins it. Kramaric hits it. It's a goal. It's not going to be given offside. Oh, they're checking VAR. Oh, it can't be given offside. It can't be offside. We're going to watch this and we'll be so disappointed if it's disallowed. It's been awarded. We've scored a goal with 2 minutes to go. And if there are away goals, we've scored one. Juventus haven't scored any. We would be through. If not, we're through to extra time here. Lovely finish from Kramaric. Assist from Salamakers. And the time ticks down here. And are we through? Or is it extra time? We're through on away goals. You can see the A next to our name up there. We've got through to the Italian Cup final. Oh, with a last minute goal. Goodness me, the boys played so well throughout that whole game, holding on in that first half, and Juventus had a lot of momentum. We changed the tactics, played a bit more direct in the second half, and it paid off. Look at those statistics. We dominated in the end, and we got that goal in the 92nd minute after Morata was sent off. Oh, goodness me, and breathe. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. I hope you can leave a like on this video before we've even got to the end of it. That is worth a like, surely. Getting through with a last minute winner up against Juventus there, and we progress through on away goals, and we will play almost certainly Inter Milan in the final as they're winning their first leg, or after the first leg they're winning 4-0. Oh goodness me, I'm just about recovering from that. As we advance through here, we've got Bologna in a couple of days time, and we'll see what our opponents will be in the final. Is likely, as I say, going to be Inter Milan. And here we go, Lazio against Inter Milan. Who is going to get through from that one? Inter going to the second leg with a 4-goal advantage. And to tell you what, they nearly didn't get through with the number of goals Lazio scored there. But Inter scored another 4, which means they won 8-2 on aggregate. So it will be ourselves against Inter Milan in the Coppa Italia final, which is played on Wednesday, the 15th of May. Does that fall in the middle of the season? Let me check the schedule as we scroll down to the bottom. Yes, randomly that falls in between 2 games. So unlike in England and most other countries I know, the cup final is not the last weekend of the season. It is halfway through the end of the last month. So that means you're going to get an extra episode here, because we'll play against Bologna today in the second part of this episode. We'll play Udinese and Salernitana, I can never say their name, in the next episode as we show you the rundown of SerieA for the last few games. We then have the cup final against Inter, and then we have the last 2 games in SerieA season. This is very exciting. So let's get on with it. We've recovered after our dramatic late win against Juventus there in that Coppa Italia semi-final. And now we play against Bologna. 10th place Bologna. We can't afford to drop any points in the rest of the games of the season. Certainly against Bologna, who are down in 10th position. You can see we've got a fairly easy run in. Bologna in 10th. Udinese in 7th, tough, but Salernitana in 18th. Crotone in 14th and Sassuolo in 8th. We don't have anyone like Inter Milan, Juventus, AC Milan. We've played all those teams. It's mid-table teams we've got to play now, so we've got to make sure we beat those teams. And I've forgotten to rest my players in all the excitement after that game, so they might be a little bit tired for the next game. Right, so we've got the notification through about the title race hotting up. We can probably ignore Napoli and Lazio down the bottom though. So it's just those top 3, AC, ourselves and Inter. Look at the run-ins for ourselves and AC Milan. Bologna, Crotone, Udinese, Salernitana. The only difference, they play Atalanta, we play Sassuolo. Aside from that difference, we have identical run-ins. And look, Sassuolo in 8th, Atalanta in 9th. It's not hugely different. Inter, on the other hand, have Empoli who are in last, Sampdoria, Parma, Verona. They've got bottom half teams, but they do have a tough match up against Napoli. Any of the 3 teams could win it, realistically. We just have to hope it's us. And that'll start with a win against Bologna in a couple of days' time. See you for that one very shortly. And though Patricio is retiring at the end of the year, we have managed to get him to sign to be an under-18s goalkeeping coach at the club. after his years of service at the club. For us, we won't be here, but Patricio will stay. So here we are. It's the same team as the last game, except we're going to try something a little bit different in midfield. We'll move Camavinga and Rice back to their preferred roles, and we'll put Van de Beek as the advanced playmaker, see how he gets on over on that right-hand side. So Patricio, Zagadou, Romagnoli, Lindelof, Dalot and Christensen, Camavinga, Rice, Van de Beek, and Abraham and Sesko up front. Our Coppa Italia semi-final hero, Kramaric, still on the bench, but he's been performing well off there. I'm not going to say he's signing of the season, but I think a lot of people didn't think he was going to offer too much for us, but he has done quite a lot and he scored important goals. No more important than that one in the last game. So here we go, an early highlight. Dalot throws it into Van de Beek. Dalot into the box. Sesko heads it. Sesko scores. 90 seconds in and we're ahead. Good. A little bit of an advantage to make things a little bit more comfortable for us as we progress through these last few games of the season. Van de Beek plays it nicely to Dalot, who puts the ball in the box, and Sesko just beats his man. As simple as that. 1-0 to ourselves, and a couple of minutes later there's another chance. Throw in on the left of Bologna, and Suarez plays it forward to Wule and Dominguez, forward to Vignato and Dominguez. He plays it forward to Antiste, but we've intercepted it with Dalot, and now Patricio will take his time with it now and find Lindelof, and we'll recycle the play and possibly have a chance of our own. Dalot finds Abraham, back to Dalot, back to Lindelof. We're playing patiently. This is how we normally play unless we're down with 10 minutes to go, in which case we try and go more direct. Rice finds Sesko, out to Christensen. Can he get the ball in the box here? He reaches the byline. Back to Rice. Will he hit it? He does. It's a goal. And it's 5 minutes in. And we lead 2-0. Assists from our two wing backs. Goals for Sesko and Rice. Yes, we will continue to have our title battle at the top of this table. Christensen just drives at the fence. Cuts it back to Rice, who's unmarked. And he just slots that into the bottom corner. We lead 2-0. Another chance early on here. 11 minutes on the clock. Sesko back to Rice. Christensen. Van de Beek. Sesko. Oh, he loses the ball there. Good chance for him. And the ball was launched long by the keeper there, but it went straight to Lindelof. And we've got another chance now. Camavinga out to Christensen, who plays it forward to Sesko. Can he finish? Oh, it's a good save for the keeper. Christensen with the ball on the left-hand side here. He goes down the line. Will he get the ball in the middle? He does. Sesko rises, but he's pushed in the air. And surely that's a penalty kick as they check VAR. And the referees ran over to the monitor to check. And he runs away from the monitor, and I'm sure he'll tell us right now, indeed it is a penalty. Who's going to step up to take it? I can't remember. Is it Tammy? Yes, it is. Can he get his first goal of the game? He steps up, and he puts in the top corner. What a penalty. 3-0. Well, after the drama of the last game, it's quite nice to have a nice, comfortable game in this one. Not too stressful for us as we lead quite comfortably here, and it could be even more. This might help our goal difference if it keeps up like this. Van de Beek, ball in the middle, Abraham heads it, and Sesko heads it, and they've both somehow missed from inside 10 yards. And we've reached half-time. We're still leading 3-0. Bologna are yet to have a shot. I think it's quite obvious what's going to happen here. It's going to be a comfortable win for us. We've just had a free kick, and there's a chance of a breakaway for Bologna here. Orsolini on this right-hand side. The defence are just about getting back in position. Orsolini goes to the byline, plays it to the back post. We lay in toward Antiste. That's a hard name to say. And it's cleared away. Now we're on the clock. We'll take off some of our more important players. Salamakers can come on the right-hand side. Camavinga can come off as well. We'll bring on Jakic for him. And Cancellieri's not played for a while, so he can come on instead of Tammy Abraham up front. I know that's not necessarily a reason to just bring someone on. You've not played for a while, on you go. You can go and play up front, but that's what we're going to do here. It's important to have your squad nice and fit in case we have any injuries or have to do some rotation toward the end of this season. And I was about to say there's not been many highlights in the second half, and there was a corner kick for Bologna, and they swung it into the back post, and you can see from the replay, they head it in. So it's 3-1 now. Thankfully, we should be far enough ahead that we can hold on to it, but I'm disappointed we didn't push on after scoring 3 early goals. Do you know go and score 4, 5, 6, something like that to help our goal difference. But nonetheless, we won 3-1. And that puts us top of the table. Alright, AC Milan and Inter Milan both have a game in hand, but we are currently leading the way. We're the clubhouse leaders at the moment. So we need to see if they can win their games that they have to play to catch up to us. But we'll have to wait till the next episode to see if they do indeed win their games in hand and catch up with us. As you can see, we scroll all the way to the bottom of the schedule. We will play Udinese and Salernitana. I can never say that one. I'm going to have to call them something else. 1919. I think that's what I'm going to call them from now on. So I'll play Udinese and 1919 in the next episode. And then after that, we've got the Coppa Italia final. Very exciting indeed. You can see, look at all those back-to-back wins. We're playing well at the moment. There's a chance we could win the 2 Italian titles we need in this last season with Roma before we move on to somebody else. It's getting very exciting, so if you are enjoying it, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss a thing. And until the next one, as I say, we've got those 2 games in Serie A. We'll see you then.